Evening, folks. Apologies about the rather convoluted intro. I'm waiting on Lone Boy's post to turn up. He messaged me about 5 minutes ago to see his router had crashed. So I'm like, fuck. I'll need to try and buy some time. Hence the rather long intro, as Ox has just mentioned. Anyway, I've got a question, a bone to pick with you lot. Why the fuck are you watching this? Go and watch quality football. You've got France and who's it they're playing? I can't even bloody remember. You've got two good teams playing. Go and watch that instead of watching this bollocks. Dave will be along in a minute. I'll just going to take that out there just now. I will hold the stage at the moment. So yeah, thanks for tuning in tonight. Like I said, there's football. I've been watching a fair bit. I know certain people don't like us talking about football, but you know what? When I do these waffles, I talk about everything. I talk about Cook Soul. I talk about my work. I talk about being tired. I talk about what I've been up to. So I'll just quickly do that before Dave gets his router working. I was on a training course for 3 days this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I've kind of forgotten just how bloody tiring training courses can be. I've done lots of little kind of online training courses. This was a proper in a classroom, somebody standing up and talking. You've got little mini exams. You've got mock exams to do, all that kind of stuff. So I was absolutely bloody knackered. My hours pretty good actually, 8 till 4. And given I work from home, it means I'm finished by 5 past 4. These were going on from like 9 till past 5. And then I had about an hour's drive as well. Pretty knackered. I was talking to Del Boy last night. I was just telling him I was apologising about kind of being kind of vacant off YouTube a wee bit. I know I still do the waffles and the Sunday live streams, but from a kind of a video point of view, I've not been doing anything at all. I don't know what it is. Don't know what it is when you get older. You seem to have less time. Obviously, you've got less time. You know, I've probably got 20 good years left, and then I'm probably going to be dead. That's the sad reality of life. But no, you seem to have. It's weird. You know, I live on my own now, and technically I should have a lot more time. I just don't know where it goes. I've kind of given up my Cook Soul for the time being, because that was eating away sort of 2 full nights. Get home for work on a Monday, home for work on a Wednesday. Full night was taken up doing Cook Soul, and I've given that a wee rest. Am I going to go back to it? I don't know. I'm never going to say never. I always think that you're entitled to change your mind. It's quite funny. I've got a mate. I'm not going to name names. You'll not know him anyway. But he would say to me, he would ask me a question about something, and I would went, no, I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that again. And then, like 4 years later, I would say, oh, I'm going to do that. And he went, you told me I'm not doing it anymore. I says, yeah, no, I did. I says, but I'm entitled to change my mind. It was 5 years ago. We're getting bloody older. Don't do what other people tell you to do. Do exactly what you want to do. But yeah, don't know where time goes. And I want to speak about something once Dave gets his router back up and running and he joins us. I've not had again. I was saying that to Dale the other night. I've kind of lost the mojo a wee bit for YouTube. Have I lost the mojo? I probably haven't, but I think it's like anything in life. If you're not doing it on a regular basis, then you kind of start to lose the sort of appetite for it. I suppose it's a bit like chocolate. If you don't eat, I love chocolate. If I don't eat it for a while, I end up not really bothering about it. And then when I do it, I remember how much I bloody loved it. And I think it's probably the same with YouTube. I don't know. Tell you one thing I do know. These sesame snaps are bloody lovely. You get 4 packets Hang on a second. Dave's just messaging me. His internet is running so slow I can't get into Screenlabs. That's a strange one. Hang on a little second. I don't know. I don't think Dave is watching this if his internet's going so slow. Hang on. Odd. Try again. So, yeah, he has got a completely pish internet there again. He does live in Bristol, so that says it all. So yeah, I was at my training course Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What day's today? This is Friday. What was I doing Thursday? Nothing, absolutely nothing. I've been watching the football. Like I said, I'm not a football fan, but I do like watching. I do like watching international. International. I wonder if Dave should maybe join me. Hang on a little second. I'm just going to message him back. Hi, Dave. If you get in and it's running slow, you could always join me audio only, which would be a bit weird, but not to mind. Audio only, which will save bandwidth. There we go. Aye, yeah. Listen, I'll let see if he's going to come in. So yeah, that's kind of been it. Not been making any videos. But by the way, before I forget, no, England. What am I talking about? Sunday night, 8 o'clock. Scotland are playing. They're playing their final. Yeah, they're playing their final match of 2024. Let's be proven wrong. It starts at 8 o'clock, so there's not going to be a live stream, a Sunday live stream. However, it's going to be tomorrow night. So yeah, I've got a spare night tomorrow night. So the plan is to do my Sunday live stream thing that I do on a Sunday tomorrow night, which is going to be Saturday the 22nd. So yeah, remember there's not going to be any stream on Sunday. It's going to be tomorrow night, so that's fine. Yeah, right. I'm starting to flounder a wee bit. Aye, I mean, I keep doing. I'm still doing the live streams, which is great fun. But I do miss doing the regular. Hang on, what's Dale saying there? Connect by wire if possible. Pull power cable off minimum. If PC has been on a while, turn that off and don't reboot. Has to be shut down. Hang on a sec. I'll just tell Dave that. Dale boy is advising to shut down PC, then restart. Don't reboot. See if that gets him in. Yeah, I should just. Why don't we play a game or something while we wait for Dave to come back in? Because the stuff I kind of want to talk about, I'll tell you what. Why don't I answer the questions? I'll see if there's any questions here. I'm going to move that over there. Yeah, I'll move that down there. Right. Yeah, it's not going to be like my last couple of live streams. There's not going to be any gameplay, and there's not going to be any watching TV or anything. Right. I did a rather off the cuff Friday waffle last week. What are you screaming at, Eva? You mean there's a fly in your bedroom? Well, open the window and get it out. Sorry, folks. Yeah, I did an impromptu Friday waffle in the car. Yeah, actually, to be fair, it worked out better than I thought it was going to work out. I managed to get I managed to jam the phone between the sort of the sat nav screen thing. I do apologise about the screaming coming from next door, and if you hear any noise, I've now got a hamster there. Yeah, I've got a hamster. There. It's there. There's my bedroom. Quick tour. Yeah. Ava's been complaining about the noise it makes. It's been running about making a lot of noise, so it's now living in here at the moment. Anyway, that's for another day. So, right, until Dave joins us, I just better double check, see what he's saying. He's still kicking about doing something. It's good to see that it's not just me that gets technical fuck ups. Watch for him. Right, anyway, let's have a look. Martroyd is saying, lovely countryside you have there, Al. Just beautiful. I kind of I smiled when I read that comment, Martroyd, because I would not define that as being lovely countryside. But then I watched it back, and yeah, there's a lot of greenery, especially the second half of the kind of my drive to my girlfriend's. But I wouldn't term that lovely countryside. I suppose if you live in like that there, London or a big city, then it would be classed as beautiful countryside. Try going north of Oban, then you've got some serious countryside. MGD Productions 9524 said lovely Scottish summer. Yeah, Scottish summer was last Tuesday. What was that? Bunny Crusher. Good waffle, mate. You were passing my old stomping ground. He obviously comes from near Falkirk. Michelle Knight was saying £1.46 sounds about. What was £1? Oh yeah. We passed a petrol station. We're talking about how much petrol was. Yeah, £1.46. And Andrew K2996 is saying, "Bet I'm the only one who Google mapped Boghall roundabout." Glad to see I'm not the only person that does that. Yeah, you watch a video or whatever, and then you end up. Hang on, I'm going to turn that down a wee bit. You end up googling it to see what it's all about. Right, Colin, I think there might possibly be a question. I'm just watching out for Dave jumping in. There is at least one game I played in the arcade that isn't emulated at all. Mole Hunter by Data East. Can't say I'm familiar with that game. Oh, hang on. Dave is kind of. You'll need to connect your mic webcam. Hang on. Dave is attempting to join. I don't know if Dave can hear me. Oh, hang on. We are getting something. Hang on, folks. Stand by your cameras. We have a spinning circle. Is Dave going to join us? Evening, Squire.
Can you see me?
We can see you and hear you. You're a bit kind of pixely, but that's absolutely fine.
I'll tell you, I cannot express how far I want to bury my foot up British Telecom's collective asses.
Oh shit! You're still getting problems. You were telling me that last week, eh?
Listen, tonight, like we were fine when we did this the other day, weren't we?
We were. To be fair, I mean, yeah, we do get a lot of problems your end, but it was absolutely fine. It was
The
completely
only
fine
thing I
last
can
week.
think of is because it's the football and everyone.
Right, I'm thinking we maybe get Dave just to join us with sound. We should be able to do that. Yeah, anytime I've made videos with Dave, he does struggle with his internet. The thing is, he doesn't. I'm not going to tell you where he lives, but he doesn't live up north or anything like that. I mean, he's got running water and electricity and all that kind of bollocks. But he has been having a few issues with BT regards his broadband. Right, we'll just give him a. We'll just let him. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to see. He's disappeared completely. Can you join audio only? Leave the camera off. Try that. Right. Okay. Can I do that, Dale? Can I actually change the settings? Right. Hang on 2 seconds, folks. Definition. Right, that's dropped it a wee bit. Right, so I've changed the video to 420p. Try that. If that fucks up, try audio only. Right, we'll see what happens. Right, well, he's messing about with his IT. Yeah, Mole Hunter. I can't say I'm familiar with that. By Data East. Don't know. Right, Colin's saying there the cheapest fuel point I pass is Morrison's at 147.9, but it varies up to 149. It's good to see. Oh, right, it looks like Dave is struggling to get in. Hang on. If possible. Problem. I'll have to fly solo. Right, yeah, anyway, Mole Hunter, not familiar with that one. Right, question for the next waffle. Oh, hang on, Dave is kind of coming back, I think, is he? Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Hey, can you hear me, Dave? I heard a hello
I can
there.
hear you fine. I'm sorry I'm fucking up your stream, but
Not at all. No, you're fucking up for everybody else because it means I've got to continue talking pish when you're not here, mate.
I can only think it's because the football must be hammering the internet out here or something. Everyone's streaming it.
that's quite possible, though. So, I mean, you have anytime we've done streams
The
over
shittest
the years,
internet on the planet. This has been a running joke on the streams we've done together for like 7 years. But the thing is, if anyone thinks it's a running joke, it's like, no, I can assure you this is 100% the world I have to live in.
you don't even. I mean, you've got running water and that now, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I like trying on gas.
Yeah. No, I mean you're not exactly in the middle of nowhere.
Well, we'll buy a fucking buy Bristol Airport. I refuse to believe that their fucking systems go. I mean, the last time I checked, I haven't seen a plane drop out the sky.
So what's been happening? I know you said you're obviously telling me last week that you've been having various woes with BT swapping routers and all that kind of bollocks and not telling you and shit like that.
Yeah, but right now it's just running like fucking Fred Flintstone's modem. It's just I don't know. I just think it's speed at the moment. I mean, but the thing with British Telecom, we'll just get this out of the way and then we'll talk about something positive. But the thing with British Telecom, where I live, is you literally just wait for the next problem to come along. They fix it, and then you just wait for another problem, whether it's speed or access or fucking routers and
Yeah, I'll tell a lie. I did go to British Telecom. Did I? No, in fact, you know what? They're probably the only sort of main broadband provider that I haven't gone with. I've been with TalkTalk, who were all right. I mean, I'm talking 2000. It's bloody mental when you talk about 2000. To me, 2000 is the future. 2000 was a quarter of a century ago. How did that happen, mate?
What was the meme that between 19... I don't know, something like 1988 and now is further apart than 1918 and 1970. You know what I mean? I saw that on Facebook the other day, and I just went,
the last one I saw was somebody with their head in their hands saying the 80s was 50 years ago. I was working that out. I thought that's like shit, is it not? Or when was In 1981, that wasn't bloody 50 years ago, was it? No.
It's not far off
They're talking
because
bollocks.
I was born in 75 and I'm 50 next year. So
The one that
there you go,
really
get something nice for them.
the one that really gets me though, when I was born back in the day in 1967, World War II ended 22 years earlier. We're now in 2024. Blur released Park Life 30 years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, shit.
Like,
Good album.
bloody, it's funny. I can still remember. You know, I wonder if there's anyone in the stream that can tell us. Just incidentally, Del Boy, who's a good friend of mine, he's in the stream. He's extremely he works in IT, so he may be able to troubleshoot. Del, if there's anything that you reckon Dave can try, please let him know.
You know
What is
what?
it?
I honestly think at the moment it's just been hammered because of the football, and I don't know, they restrict it.
Yeah.
It purely at the moment is speed. That's all there is, which is a shame because also it means I got when I upload my Fat Friday later on. I don't even want to think about how long that's going to take. I'm glad I finally got on though because when I've already shot my Fat Friday. I said in my Fat Friday, hey, I'll be on Mainmeister's stream, which will be in the past when you see this. But I was thinking, at least let me on the internet because otherwise I look like a liar.
Well, you're nice and crisp. What I'll need to do is overlay a photography or something, just rather than that pulsating ball.
No, I should. I don't know. Can I put an? Can I add a picture? I'm not touching anything.
No, I don't. Well, touch nothing. But yeah, it's interesting as you go through life. Obviously, things good and bad, wonderful, really terrible things. Well, you'll just instantly remember it. You go, yeah, I remember that. I remember that. But I can still remember. I was in my girlfriend's kitchen, mum's kitchen, and her little brother, who was an irritating little shit. He was like 14. He was a typical 14-year-old, and he came in with he'd just bought Blur Park Life. No, what's the one with the greyhound on it? Was that Park Life?
Yeah, Park Life.
Park Life, and he straddled both sides of the fence. He also bought the what was the Oasis album that came out at the same time, the one with the guy walking away. Yeah, he bought them. I'm like, they're fucking shite. And then just because it was like young person's music, and there we are. That was 30 years ago. Whatever.
I got a scary one for you. In 3 years' time, Star Wars would be 50 years old. I remember good Star Wars. Who remembers good Star Wars? Oh, good Star Wars. Where have you gone?
Tell you what, before I lose my train of thought, I saw and I fucking hate when people do that because Billy Connolly always says if anybody does that, I want to snap their fingers and they go, I saw. You fuck off! Stop fucking doing that. I take it you can see. Can you see me in this stream? Yeah.
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah, you can see me. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, you want to snap people's fingers, but
you handsome devil, you.
I saw a trailer for Back to the Future 3. What is that all about? Is that a meme? Is that some thing that's gathering a bit of pace that's not actually happening? Have you seen it? Have you heard about it?
No, I have not.
Right.
Normally everything Back to the Future finds my face.
Right. Well, I saw something. I can't remember if it was on Facebook, YouTube. If anybody in the stream tonight knows what I'm talking about, is it a meme? But yeah, they had. What the hell was it? I can't even remember what the fuck. What was it? It had a person sort of playing like a Marty McFly, but Michael J. Fox was in it as well. It's probably one of these things. Alex is saying it's a meme. You know what? As I'm getting older, mate, I'm really starting to detest technology. See AI, I would throw it in the bucket. I would absolutely throw it in the bucket. It's the number.
I would before we fucking end up destroying ourselves. Did they learn nothing from Terminator 2?
The number.
It's funny because they screened a film in London, didn't they? Did you hear about this? They screened a film in London this week. They were going to screen a film in London this week that was entirely written by AI, and they had to cancel the screening because so many people complained. And I'm like, well done, people. There's hope for us yet. And so the cinema had to announce that we're not gonna, and said to the people, sorry, we're not screening your film because we've had they did it. It's not even a question that they didn't show up. They called the cinema and said, why are you screening a film that's completely written in AI? This is terrible. And so they had to cancel the screening. And I was like, yes, I was quite impressed with that. Well done, people.
Good. Yeah. Nah, the thing is, I don't know if you're on Facebook as well. I mean, it's a kind of guilty pleasure. You get up in the morning, I'll just fucking check Facebook, but you get all these. I saw a picture of this like bird, an actual bird with feathers, and it was like these bright colours, and I thought, oh bloody hell, that's beautiful. And I started looking at it all. I thought, oh, and it's like this comes from like the Amazon rainforest and blah 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 blah. And I thought, fucking hell. And then I thought, wait a minute, and I started looking at the comments, and they don't exist. It's just made up. And I'm like, oh fucking hell. And then of course you see all these photographs and all this kind of stuff, and they're not true. We've now reached the point where if you legitimately, and that reminds me, you need to get your fucking arse up here, mate. We've got a camping trip to do. We've got that UFO site about a mile, so we will take this off camera and discuss it later on. You've got no excuse. If you were out with the dogs and you actually came across a UFO and you filmed it on your camera or your phone, whatever, and you posted it on the internet, nobody would believe you. Absolutely nobody would believe you.
It's AI.
So it's made up. Yeah, and that's
but what you do is to prove that it's not AI, you just have one of your hands in shot, because my experience of AI is it can't fucking do fingers.
Or teeth.
They've always got too many, or they weirdly split in the middle and spawning off in different directions. So as good as AI is, it can't do fingers. So I think I told you can go on Amazon and you can buy a clip-on finger. And the whole point is you wear the clip-on finger and then you just go on a massive shoplifting spree. And then when they catch you on CCTV, you can just say, that's AI, mate, because look, it's got 6 fingers. So the next time you see an AI picture, seriously, like if someone's just like reposted it or something like that, have a look at the fingers. There is one good YouTube channel, though, that does AI trailers. And it does stuff like it reimagines Star Wars if it was filmed in the 1950s. And it's also done a Simpsons trailer.
Yeah. So how does that
and
work?
It's actually quite good.
Does somebody just say, I don't know what the fuck it is, Google, make a 1950s Star Wars, and does it just do it? I don't really understand that. I'm too stupid.
I don't know. If AI is that fucking good, I just, AI, fix my internet.
No,
it's like you feed all the information in, because one of the guys on that the thing I watch, Friday Night Tights, Shadversity, he's really, really good at AI, and my only knowledge is what he says, but he's basically, you just feed in like parameters, don't you, in words and shit. I'm sure someone in the stream knows better than me, but yeah. If I remember, I'll find the YouTube channel and send you a link later on. But it's the only thing I'd seen AI that I like, because like they've done what if The Simpsons was a live action sitcom shot in the 50s? It's the whole thing is it's all set in the 50s. But yeah, they did. What if The Simpsons was a live action sitcom shot in the 50s? And they're literally only a minute and a half long, and they're really, really cool. But even then, you can look at it and see like
that. Things like that are fantastic for AI. Yeah, it's things that would never quite happen. And then I notice there's a lot of like, I mean, Facebook is just every second like post is just an advert or whatever, or you'll get a picture of like, I don't know, like George and Mildred. You're old enough to remember George and Mildred. You'll have a picture of George and Mildred, and it will say Paul McCartney and John Lennon in New York, when it's clearly not them. But it's just, and then you look twice, you go, is it? Oh no, that's George and Mildred or whatever. It's just stupid things like that.
It's the ones you see on Facebook I mean, obviously, whatever social media platform you're on, where people are like, "This is how we now have proof of how the pyramids are built," and it's like they've made up black and white pictures of blokes carrying the blocks by themselves, and it's like, why? At least set it in a timeline where you can kind of go, "Well, that's doable." Do you know what I mean? Like, and you think, I don't know. I mean, there are pretty fucking stupid people out there who probably go, "Oh my god, yes, we had cameras then, people."
The first a 1080p video of the pyramids getting built, folks. Yeah, and then you also get like stupid things.
You can
like,
tell it's fake because it should be 180
or 420. But then you also get like a picture of like a Victorian picture of two guys like that with their big beards, and they've got this massive fucking Yeti that's like 7 foot tall, and they've got their guns and they're standing like that, looking proud, like they've shot it, and it's just made up. And what apart from it being deceptive, it means that when you uncover genuine, interesting photos, it's just going to get lost.
No one's going to believe you.
Nah, it's just.
Also, when it gets really good, the police are just going to use it to fit us all up.
I know. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe in a 20 years' time, I'll be going, you know what? I'm checking out now, folks. I've had enough.
I'll recreate you for AI, and you'll be on the internet forever. Because aren't they using it so you can talk to your this is fucking wrong as well. If you want closure, right, go to your loved one's grave and talk to the grave like normal people do. Don't fucking put a virtual reality headset on where there's an algorithm that you fed all the information of your dead mother into and talk to an AI representation of your mother, because that shit's fucked up.
Is that an actual thing?
Yeah. I think we've got the bloke who made fucking Facebook to thank for that.
You can talk to. Oh, wait a minute. Does this scour all
people
the
use it to reconcile shit? It's like, you're not reconciling problems you had with your dead relative because you're talking to basically a bunch of zeros and ones, you fucking bellend.
So it takes all the photographs of your deceased relative and then builds up.
And then you give it as much information as you can, like, born now, did this, like these flowers, made cakes on Sunday, did this. Jesus, and then and it recreates, and you talk to it to sort of soothe. That's another thing about modern life, which is everyone needs therapy. No, they don't. Get pissed off for 2 days, have a pint, and move on with your fucking life.
I think we need to go back to good old days and give yourself a bit of shake, mate, and fucking get over it.
We need to go back to cars that had 4 fucking gears. 4 gears, had a fucking choke. Do you remember chokes?
You flooded the engine. Oh, you flooded the engine. Dad, I can't get the cars. You're flooding the fucking engine. Well, my dad never swore. You flooded the engine. Only pull out the choke so far. Was it you and I it was you and I that were talking about it? It might have been off camera.
Talking about aircon.
We're talking about aircon. That my dad used to. Well, my dad never. To be fair, he died before aircon was a thing. But yeah, don't use aircon because it uses too much petrol. Was it your dad that was saying that?
Yeah. But the thing is, I drove to Axbridge yesterday, which is like a village from the 1600s. And this proves that there's one good thing about, well, not AI, good thing about the internet. But we'll get to it. Yeah. And it was about 27 degrees here, which, like, whenever I moan about the fucking heat in the weather on my Fat Friday, and then people from North America and Australia and New Zealand go, "No, it's not fucking hot. This is hot." Fucking hot for me. I'm not built for heat. I hate it. So yeah, when I drove yesterday, and I had a full tank, and I don't know, so it's 80 minutes there and back, and I did a detour to a Burger King on the way as well, and I had my aircon on for the entire trip, and I only used 2 bars of petrol. That's it. That's like how the Mini represents it. And so if I would have only used 1.5 because I turned my aircon off, I can live with that, because and this is the great thing about aircon. I get paranoid because I had to get it filled the other day or the other month, like at the start of the year. I keep thinking, is it working properly? Is it working properly? I don't think it's working properly. And then you get out your car and you get hit in the face with a heat shovel, and you're like, yeah, my aircon's working. But yeah, even if it does cost you more, I'd rather be sat there, without my nuts stuck to one of my fucking thighs, nice and comfortable.
This was a question that Dave and I were debating about whether it's a thing. I think I talk for you as well. We both get the air conditioning cools. So if you're in a particularly warm day in the car, sun's coming in the windows, you put the AC on, it cools. I get that. But if the temperature isn't particularly cold or isn't particularly warm, say it's 20 degrees, it's 20 degrees outside, which is absolutely fine, and you've got the car thermostat set to 20, should you still have the air conditioning on? Or is that a pointless? Is AC only used for cold air, or do you have it for, like, is it cleaner air? I don't bloody know. Does anybody know? What should you use AC even if it's not cold?
I do. And this is why we had this conversation, isn't it? Which is, I feel I can put it on all of it because it defogs your. See, this is why these streams with us are good, because we're giving people helpful tips for life here. Quickest way to unfog your windows in a car is not your heater; it's your aircon.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Right. So that's where I've been going wrong.
Now I was all those years using my heater like a knob.
I never knew that. Although to be fair, I think I do have the AC on all the time. Right. So keep the. There you go.
Well, you drive a BMW, don't you?
I don't like talking about it, yeah, but I do. Mine.
Well, I was going to say, because if you drive a BMW, the rules are simple. You're allowed to, as a BMW driver. I mean, technically, I drive a BMW, so as a BMW driver, you're allowed to use the aircon, but don't you dare ever use your fucking indicators.
Did you see the post I put on Facebook? Somebody drew a ball and 2 balls and a cock on my bonnet, and I'm like, yes,
yeah. I left a comment. I said, oh, it's never happened to me. I feel a little bit left out.
Got there.
But as a Mini owner, you get the other problem, which is if you ever got, and I've had this, if you drive a new Mini and then someone with an old Mini is like within, talking distance, or they're parking or anything like that, they will, this is just true, it's happened to me, they will always say, it's not a Mini, it's a fucking BMW. Yeah. Well, mate, it's 32 degrees and I got aircon. Enjoy your sauna. I can say that though, because my first 2 cars were original Minis.
It's funny. It's funny how, and then we're the same. As you get older, and then things come and go in fashion, and they become fashionable again. You go, that's not one of the originals. And it's like when I was big into sort of like synth pop, like Aha and Howard Jones and all that kind of stuff, and then fucking Steps or whatever, that S Club bollocks, whatever they're called, they bring out a version of, like, I don't know, I'm sure there was some boy band version of Take On Me, and I'm like, oh, it's fucking shite, blah, 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 blah. But then you actually go back to the 80s and you realise that half the music that you liked, the groups that you liked played, were actually from the 50s. But yeah. I get you. People are so hung up on that's not real Mini. And
I saw a Mini yesterday, completely modified Mini, original Mini that was made into a pickup truck, was extended, lowered, and it had 2 wheels either side on the back. Now that's a good use of an original Mini. I was going to say, they had a good thing, because we're moaning about AI and stuff like that. This is why I like the internet. When we were at this place yesterday, and my friend said to me, she goes, why is that grave completely and utterly by itself at the complete outside of the graveyard, like literally 50 yards from any other grave? And I went, oh, I don't know. So I just went on my phone and typed into Google, why are graves in Axbridge Cemetery completely and utterly... I don't hang out in cemeteries, by the way, but if you go to an old, like, medieval village, you've got to check out the churches. It's the law. Yeah. Why is that grave over there in Axbridge Cemetery? And it's like, because they probably thought he was a vampire. So after they did all the stuff so he wouldn't come back to life, they have to bury him as far away from everyone else as they can. And I'm like, oh, well done, internet. I can share that with all my friends and look wise.
I seriously hope that's true. That would be fantastic.
And they usually buried them upside down. So they came back to life, they dig down and not up. Seriously.
I'm going to say here and now, folks, when I die and I get buried, I want you to ensure that I get buried 100 feet away so that people think I was actually a vampire. That would be pretty damn cool.
How about have your epitaph? Take 3 guesses while I'm buried away from everyone else.
To be fair, the reality was probably some apprentice gravedigger. You did what? I fucking told you it was over there. You're not fucking listening.
Yeah. I told you to use imperial measurements. Was it
Colin
Spike
Jones
Milligan has on his grave? Is it Spike Milligan who's got on his graveyard? Told you on his gravestone. Told you I was sick.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Colin Jones is saying that is fact. Apparently, that is actually true about the vampire. That is. What was his name by any chance? Did you?
I couldn't read. Name? That was another thing. It was so. It wasn't that it was like worn off, but it was so covered in like when you get like what's that, like it's like dry mold that you get it in graveyard, you get it on walls, like it's yellow. I mean, if you brush it it'll fall off, but I didn't really feel comfortable about scraping the mold off someone else's graveyard gravestone, so I couldn't see what it was. And then there was another weird bit in here and I looked it up and it was because it was an air disaster. I said to my friend, I said, look, there's a complete row of gravestones there and they're all the exact same type of gravestone. And I said, do you not find that weird? And she made a joke. She goes, well, I don't know, maybe they bought in bulk and got a deal. And so I was like spinning Batman sign like the 60s to the internet, I said. So I said, again, internet, in Axford Cemetery, why is there graveyard stones that are all, exactly the same? And there's like 20 of them. And it turned out it was an airplane crash and they were all buried there. So they used the same tombstones for all the people because they all died on the same flight.
Bloody hell. Yeah.
Graveyards are fascinating.
Dale Boy's saying there, Lone Boy's headstone will say buffering.
Yeah.
So apart from me hanging
I'm going to make a note of that.
So apart
I'm
from
going to
hanging
page
around,
not found would be a good one.
Yeah. Apart from hanging around, yeah, there must be somebody with that on there. Or was it 40? What was that 404 error?
Error 404 is when a page gets removed, isn't it?
Is that what it is? I wonder what happened to the first 402 to 3 then, eh? Yeah. By the way, folks, I found out today. We're going to talk about it in a minute. Yeah, I'm actually having to get a new PC, and I should have said this because this PC keeps crashing constantly. So I thought to myself, you know what? This thing is the thing I use more than anything. So I'm getting a new PC, but I've completely forgot where I was going with that.
Bob says, I think Dave's headstone will say mouth's gone. For my fact, it's true. It went today. The amount of psychosomatic damage I've done to my brain through my Fat Friday videos is literally start talking on camera about food and my mouth just salivates. Just talk about frozen food and my mouth just salivates. I need therapy to reverse that. That's 4 years of damage, that is.
That was a thing we were talking about. I'll quickly rewind. My girlfriend is particularly she cooks everything from scratch. She hates like processed food. She'll never buy, if she's making like a lasagna, she'll make her own sauce and all this kind of bollocks. Whereas I'm fuck that, into a microwave, 2 minutes and you go. But there's a particular convenience food that you only seem to be able to buy in places like B&M or Dave's Shrine. What do you call it? The world. What's it?
My own favourite adult playground, Iceland.
Well, what's the big brother Iceland? The world. What? Not
Food
World
Warehouse, Iceland Food Warehouse.
No, it's called World Food or something. It's called. Is that World Food?
No, it's Food Warehouse. I was there
Is it?
yesterday.
Sure. All right. It's the mega
Unless it's
store.
different one. There might be different ones. Might
Aye,
be
but
called
it's
something
this
different
other
up
one.
north.
I'm sure it's called World something or other. Anyway, yeah, they sell off all the Dave stuff. All your KFCs and your Harry Ramsons and that. And it's the Free Bentis steak and kidney pie that comes in a tin. And Al can jokingly say, I'm going to have that. Don't you dare! It's like dog food. It's like, what? And a couple of weeks ago, I thought, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to buy one. And I bought it, and it was fantastic. And I was asking you your opinion, and you're a fan of the old Free Bentis.
Free Bentis, food of champions, food of kings. As we discussed, it's all about the gooey bit, the layer above the dog food, but beneath the crispy bit.
It's like it weans you in gently. You've got the crispy bit, then the slight gooey, and then you've just got you're used to the dog food. But we're trying to figure out what that goo is. That you came to the conclusion that it was just uncooked pastry.
Yeah, but it must be designed to be like that and come out as goo, because if you literally go on YouTube and just type in, I don't know, people review Frey Bentos pies, and every single pie cooked, everyone has that layer of goo.
Because if you think about it, if that goo is meant to be pastry, it means that I've been cooking it wrong all my life, as did my mum.
This is what I mean, exactly. But you haven't. It's clearly designed to be uncooked goo, which in my mind is a magical, amazing achievement. They've designed pastry to come out as uncooked goo deliberately. That's
and
science
as we know,
working for you right now.
That is the best part of it, the goo. You can't have too much
You
goo.
eat the crusty bit, and then you eat the goo with a spoon, and then you consume the dog food at the end.
So is it?
Everyone's a winner.
It's not just me that eats food. You eat the individual parts.
Yeah. I mean, I don't eat chocolate anymore. I haven't eaten chocolate since, I don't know, I was 15. But when I was a kid, I mean,
chocolate. You don't eat chocolate.
I don't eat sweet food. The only time I ever eat sweet food is if someone sends me it, or I find something that I think will be interesting for a Fat Friday. I get one of my mates bet me for a New Year once that I couldn't give up sweet food for a year, and in 1992, 50 quid was a lot of fucking money when you're a kid, and they knew I was honest and that I wouldn't diddle it, so I gave up chocolate and sweets and ice cream and everything for a year. And I know this sounds weird, and I completely lost my sweet tooth.
I was actually talking about that.
But something strange happened. Yeah, it magnified my savory taste buds through the fucking roof. So I think that's what turned me into a crisp monster. But yeah, so I don't eat chocolate, don't eat ice cream. The last ice cream I ate was 4 spoons of a Ben & Jerry's ice cream with crisps in it. And I ate 4 spoons of it for a Fat Friday video, and then said to everyone else in the house, who wants this? It's got crisps in it and it's ice cream. They said, no, I'm not having it. So I threw it away. And then I think 18 months ago, I ate a little bit of a bar of chocolate, because one of my mates came back from Ireland with a bar of chocolate that had chocolate and had cheese and onion Tato crisps in the middle.
That's so.
But when I did eat chocolate, the point I was going to make is, if you ate Twixes, you ate you ate the top first, and then you ate all the chocolate off and tried to end up with a piece of shortbread. Same with a Mars bar; you just wanted the nugget in the middle.
Yes, I do it in reverse. I eat the biscuit, and then I have the chocolate and the toffee. What about? So do you eat chocolate biscuits?
Kid, and
what's that?
No. Very occasionally. Very occasionally, I'll have a Cadbury's finger to see if I got my sweet tooth back, and then go, no, I haven't. And then and I always buy a pack of them, chocolate fingers, Cadbury's chocolate fingers, and then to see, I wonder if I got my sweet tooth back, and then eat one, and then if you don't eat it, it's so sickly, if that makes sense. And then go, no, I haven't got a sweet tooth back, and then go, who wants a box of fucking chocolate fingers? They're free. But do you remember when you were a kid, that one time, because everyone had this, and I remember it happened to me with my packed lunch at school, but that one time you ate a Kit Kat that was fucked up and was pure chocolate and no biscuit. And then for the rest of your life, you always wanted to experience the dizzying highs of that Kit Kat that was all chocolate. But it's like God made a law that every kid was only allowed to only ever have one of those.
What you do on occasions, and you'll not know because you don't eat chocolate. On occasions, you will find that the wafer wasn't centralized before the chocolate was applied. It was off center, which means you get solid chocolate for maybe 25%, and then it's the wafer. I've had that before. So have you actually lost the taste for chocolate? So if I was to give you a piece of dairy milk, you would eat it and go, I'm not enjoying that. Or do you actively
Pretty much
not interested?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people always go, why do you live your life? You don't like chocolate. It's simple. I just consume more salt-based snacks. I fill in that hole with salt-based snacks.
Well, that'll be like
you want to see it. I've got a box under the stairs, which is where I keep my crisps. You want to see how many fucking bad boys are in there?
That'll be why you're as fit as a bloody butcher's dog, no like bloody me, chocolate meister. Yeah.
And then I got a tapeworm called Robert. Don't forget that.
You've got a tapeworm.
Yeah, called Robert. I got so sick and tired of people in my comment section on Fat Friday going, "Why aren't you fat?" I just said, "I got a tapeworm, and he's become a character all into his own." I find it. I've got it printed once, and I never got round to wearing it in a video. I've got a T-shirt that has on the front of it. I've got a tapeworm. His name is Robert.
That's actually fantastic. If you can stomach the idea that you've got a live worm in your intestines, that's actually a fantastic way to lose weight, don't you think?
Yeah, and then isn't it Vic Reeves who said that? And I doubt this is true, but if Vic Reeves said it, I'd like to think it is that once you want to get rid of the tapeworm, you have to sit on the toilet and hold a Mars bar under your ass. What a highbrow stream this is.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work for you because obviously your tapeworm won't be used to chocolate. You'd have to hold a bag of like Doritos Heatwave or something under your
Marmite.
The Food Warehouse. That's wee Bob has said. The Food Warehouse. That's what it's called up here in Scotland. Is that not? Have you not got a Food Warehouse?
Yeah, that's the one at Aston Gate. Which it.
Oh, you called it World.
No, that's what I said. I'm pretty sure I said Food Warehouse. But the thing is, there might be different versions because there are a bunch of supermarkets that, dependent upon the size, they have different prefixes, don't they? I don't know why they don't just fucking Euro Morrison's, Euro fucking Morrison's. But in my neck of the woods, depending upon the size of Morrison's, it's got a different prefix in front of it. We just call it that Northern supermarket.
Right, listen, we're going to move on a wee bit. I don't want to be talking all night. Yeah. Just very, very quickly, the football. Have you been watching much of it? Obviously, we're talking about the Euro 2024. Have you been catching the games at all?
I watched. Obviously, I watched the two Scotland ones. I watched two English ones. I think I've only missed about 3 games. Obviously, I'm missing France and the Netherlands now, but I don't know the score. I can just watch it on iPlayer later on. See, when you work nights, I like to explain this to someone when I say that. When I work nights, literally, when I used to leave in the morning, I used to say to everyone, first thing I would say to someone, they come up to me is, I don't know the football results, don't say a fucking word. And they go, well, what's the point? I may as well tell you, because what are you going to do? And I went, I'm going to watch it, on catch up. And then, well, what's the point? And I said, I'll tell you something amazing. You see, if you don't know the score, it doesn't matter when you watch the game. Essentially, it's still live. But yeah, you had a shocker for your first one, and we had a fucking shocker yesterday.
Yeah. I mean,
I think Germany are going to win. I'll say it now.
So?
There's my. Yeah, I put money on it, but I don't think they got good odds. I should have put a tenner on the first English game because it was 40-1 for England to win.
Oh, Jesus. What was the score? 1-0. Yeah, England haven't been particularly impressive. They were pretty shit yesterday.
Fucking shocking. The problem with Gareth Southgate is he talks like a politician. He never answers a question directly. I cannot stand him being interviewed. And he's one of those managers, which is he doesn't want to be a manager. He wants to be everyone's friend. And it's like, no, excuse my friend, be a cunt. That's how you be a good manager. You can't be everyone's friend. It doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And don't give anyone advice on penalties.
Yeah.
Do you remember the advert from McDonald's in the 90s?
What was that?
There was an advert for McDonald's in the 90s, and it had Chris Waddle, because obviously he Sky won over the bar, didn't he? And it had someone else, and Gareth Southgate was one of them, but one of them had a bag on their head because he was the guy who most recently missed a penalty. And so, yeah, the other guys would like took the bag off and said, "Cheer, I have a McDonald's." But yeah, they were taking the piss out of all the people who missed penalties. And even as a kid, like this came out, I was like, "That's not funny, McDonald's." Seriously, it was the fucking semi-finals. Not funny. Oh yeah, Stuart Pearce, Chris Waddle, and then it was Gareth Bale who had Gareth Southgate who had the bag on his head.
Aye. Where do you think they'll get? Do you think they'll get to the final, or where do you think they're going to? How far do you think?
Based on this, because we always fucking win one, lose one, draw one usually in the first round. I can see them getting to the quarters.
Yeah.
Oh, well, technically, because it's 3-3. When did this happen? Why is it 3 from each group who go through now? Oh wait, money because you want more games, but
yeah, I think the first
got,
two.
No one's.
Yeah, the first two go through in each group, and I think so many the highest third place, those with the most points, then go through. Yeah, I mean, I'm delighted for Scotland. We know we're shite. We don't expect anything. I mean, even after getting pumped 5-1 with Germany, apparently the German police thanked Scotland for their friendliness and all that kind of stuff. We just enjoy it. And as a Scottish person, I'm delighted that we've actually still got something we can look forward to. We'll probably get beat, but you know what? After that happens,
I think you just need a draw. Do you need a draw?
We've only got 1 point. We need to beat Hungary. If we beat Hungary, we'll have 4 points.
No, but it's dependent upon, because obviously three go through, so it's dependent upon how little points the other one's got. So it's still in your hands.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, the thing is, the two Scottish performances, you could not have got a wider berth. The first game, they were just awful. They just didn't try. They didn't even turn up. Whereas they put their heart and their soul into it, and you know they got a good result. You know, we've got a point. We've still got a chance. But,
if I had to say something positive about Scotland, I'd say I like your kit.
And we've got when it comes to the national anthem as well, you can't even when we're playing shite, the crowd just gets behind Scotland. I mean, that must be fantastic to actually to experience that. You know, and even when we get beat, we might boo a few times, but we still have a good time. Anyway, we're going to move on for football, because you would not believe, I had somebody watching last Sunday and I was talking about football, and he went, "Oh, what was it?" He said, "Oh, don't talk about football, it's boring." And then I continued, and then he went, if you keep talking about football, I'm going to I don't think he said unsubscribe. I'm like, oof, that's a bit severe, you know what I mean? But anyway, right, just YouTube, sir. How long?
I would have said doors over there, mate.
I just ignored them. How long have you been doing YouTube for? Quite a long time, eh?
13 years.
13. So you started in.
Yeah, because I put a picture up, didn't I? Of a picture of me from of my first year of YouTube to this year of YouTube. And you said very kindly I hadn't changed a bit.
Yeah, I mean, and you're up to what?
That's my take on Robert.
You're over 7,000 subscribers now, are you? Is it? Or just
7,050, I think.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about subscribers. It's about the comments.
But you know what's interesting is, you know, and I've said this lots of times. I hope you won't take offence. You and I probably have the worst video quality of some of the videos that we put out. It's all about the context and what we talk about and all that kind of stuff. You've been doing it successfully. You've got a fantastic base. You've got a great channel. People love you. You're a stalwart of the sort of the UK video scene, retro gaming kind of scene. What's your tips for people for like longevity? What have you been doing? Why do you think you're still
Just very
enjoying it?
fortunate to, same as you, really. Just very fortunate that I can make content based on one of my favorite things that even as an adult I still enjoy as much as I did as a kid, which is playing computer games. That's it.
Aye.
You enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's all. Because you can see it. Because, like I said, there's so many people these days who graft and grift and either want to be famous or just want money. I'm not going to name this channel. It's not a UK channel, but and I did leave a comment in one of his videos once. It said, based on your statement there, you've never actually owned a Sega Saturn, have you? But you look at it and you go, someone else writes your material, don't they? So, because look, the way you stand there in front of the camera with the mic and you talk about it, and this is not being nasty or horrible, I just call it as I see it, which is someone clearly does research and writes material that you read out, because I can tell that you have no connection whatsoever to what you're talking about. And he's got loads and loads of subs, and obviously it's a business to him and that, but it's just like, I wonder how many people look at that who, you know, have owned the systems he's talked about. It's just you've never played a Sega, because it's not all about Sega Saturn, but that was the video, because there were a few other comments there where someone said, dude, I can tell you've never owned a Sega Saturn because you went on about how crap the pad was for fighting games compared to a PlayStation. Really? 6 buttons in line is a crap fighting pad compared to just 4 and having to use shoulder buttons? You've never played a fighting game on the Sega Saturn. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, if you like what you talk about and you're invested in it, you can go on forever.
I think, yeah. I mean, I did a top tips video quite a number of years ago for people that wanted to try and start making content, and I think that's one of the most, probably the most important thing that you need to do is you need to have something that you're genuinely vested in, genuinely interested in, because yeah, you may not get big numbers, you may not get lots of subs or views or whatever you want to call it, but you know what, it's like me with doing this. I don't actually play that many video games these days, but I love just getting online and just talking about video games, and I'll never not enjoy that. Yeah, I mean, what's your thoughts? And I know you're friends with a few of these guys. I'm not going to name names, but I'm quite outspoken about a lot of your play Blackpools and all that kind of stuff. You have these YouTube panels, and it's the same.
You talked about it in last week's short waffle.
It's the same people over and over and over and over again, and I put
no
some
disagreement
of their
from me,
on, and there is dull as fuck. You know, the difference is these people do it for a living, but then you also get certain other people coming along on the ride on the coattails of other channels, and then suddenly within a year they're taking part in bloody streams. I mean, have you ever been asked to appear at one of these things?
No.
You've never actually been asked?
I wouldn't do it. No, I've never been asked.
Yeah, I know you.
And that's not me saying it because,
yeah, you've told me before.
And that's not me saying that because I've never been asked or I'm bitter. I have no interest in that stuff. But
yeah,
I get what you're saying, which is come on, then, you know, play Blackpool. Just even if it's small YouTubers, just mix it up a bit.
It's, you know, it's just, you know, these big channels. Don't get me wrong. Some of the videos that these bigger channels put out, I mean, they're getting paid to do it. It's full time. I get it, but they're so glossy and overly produced and all this kind of bollocks, and they just lack the actual enthusiasm. But it's like I said, it's the same people over and over and over and over and over again. You know, fucking get you and I up on a stage and we'll fucking talk pish. You know, people are sitting watching this.
I'll have a cooking section. I'd do that. Get me a fucking stove and I'll do your 30-minute cooking.
You know, well, yeah, we can do a live Friday waffle. We'll do the Fat Friday. We'll do all that kind of live stuff. There's so much, and there's loads of other wee channels and different things. I mean, even like, you know, I suggested to like Retro and Lim, who Steve's a cracking guy, and I mean that genuinely. He's a really nice guy. He's sort of tasked with bringing in people to like do talks and all that kind of stuff. And I've said, look, why don't you get like one of my friends, Tony Temple? He's got the highest score in missile command. Get Tony up on stage. He can talk about how he got his missile command. Tony restores arcade cabinets. Get him up. He can do a wee kind of workshop. This is how you restore a cabinet. There's lots of things. Get me up on stage. I'll talk about emulation, why it's the best thing ever. There's so many other channels. There's people out there that have got stuff to offer, but no. They drag
I'll give a 15-minute chat on why you should feel no shame in using aircon.
And why is this
Longboy's tips to live your life there?
But you know what? It doesn't happen. And then maybe I've been a little baby and whatever. But I did the talks 2 years running at Play Blackpool. You don't get a penny for doing it. I mean, I've never. And the thing that annoys me the most important thing is the guy that runs the business. It's his business. I don't know who he is. He's never once came to me and says, "By the way, Alan, you've done a cracking job with the talks there. People loved your John Romero talk." Blah, blah, blah. Nothing. You get nothing. Steve will come back and say that was great, and that's great. But they got a guy that I couldn't do it last year. So they wheeled in this guy who's apparently very good. I think he's done a bit of acting and all this kind of stuff. He did it last year. And then I just asked Steve, what's happening this year? We've got him doing it again. I thought it'd be nice if they'd actually said to me, by the way, just to let you know, we've got that covered. Because I thought they might come back to me. But, maybe that's a bit of sour grapes. But I don't know. It just, they need to, am I going to Blackpool this year? Nah. It's. I know you've never been, but it's just the same.
I don't like Blackpool. I've been to Blackpool, but I'm generally, and I know you can't. It is. I don't care what anyone says. You can't say that. I can say that, and I live by Weston-super-Mare, so I can tell you what a shithole looks like. And Blackpool is a shithole. No offense if you live in Blackpool, but move.
I'm glad that you agree with me, and because when I talk about, there's lots of other channels. You're always, you're one of the ones I always think about. Christ, this guy's got so much. But I knew you've said to me before that you wouldn't do it, and I thought that was the reason why you didn't do it. But again, hell, and I know like Steve Benway would be great to have. Steve Benway is shockingly, what do you call it, shy. He's a very, very sort of, I'm not going to say nervous, but he doesn't like publicity. He doesn't like. I don't actually watch Steve anymore. He doesn't do anything that I'm interested in. He seems to have kind of moved away from like old games. It's more, I think he plays sort of PlayStation 5 and that. But yeah, there's Steve, there's you, there's other people, there's Nova Bug, there's other guys that have great channels. But I don't know.
I've been told from time to time I'm too honest for my own good.
Well, that's why I mean, this video will be on Retro and Lim. If anybody watches it, they'll go, "Oh, what can I know?" Personally, and I'm not having a dig at anybody. It used to be. How do you feel the landscape has changed with sort of retro gaming in the UK? Because I think maybe when I started off in 2013, and maybe for the first 2-3 years, there was a lot of sort of community-based stuff. There was people doing shout outs was a huge thing, giving people exposure.
Video responses.
Yeah. That's all gone. I don't get any support from any other channel at all. I get support from you because you're a mate. I get support from other people that watch my channel, and you come on and we just enjoy ourselves. But to me, that's a group of mates having a bit of a laugh. I don't get any support from any.
I think you're right. I think a large chunk of the community aspect is gone.
Yeah, why is that? Do you think?
And again, popular opinion or unpopular opinion or not, I think a majority of people coming onto YouTube these days are not here because of said passion about said hobby. Mm-hmm. They're here to be famous or they're here to be rich. like I said, like that guy I mentioned, who's like, clearly this isn't your material. You're reading someone else's. I mean, if you do become big and popular, if that was me, I'd be like, yay, look at me. I've got 250,000 subscribers. But I don't like what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I'd
that
be
can't
embarrassed
last.
about that. But
There's no way if you were talking about. I mean,
yeah,
let's be
definitely
honest.
community's gone.
Yeah, if you were talking about, I don't know. I mean, what's current? I don't know. What do the happening kids talk about on YouTube? I don't know. We'll say, oh, fuck knows. I don't know. Say you did played Switch games every night. You can guarantee you would have a lot more followers, or a lot more subscribers. But there's no way that you would have kept that going for 11 years or 13 years, I should say, because it's not something you're interested in. You know, you've got to talk about something. I could stand up in front of 1,000 people and talk about retro games and why I love the Commodore 64 and arcades, because it's in my blood. I'm passionate about it, and I think that's the reason I've been able to kind of go so long, like yourself.
Yeah.
But
But you
yeah,
can look on seriously. You'll notice it now. I've said it. You watch just like, because you know when you get the recommended videos, and more often than not, you just ignore them. Start having a look at a few of them, and you'll suddenly realise how many people out there are clearly scripted and aren't invested in what they're talking about, and are doing very, very, very well. But I'm like, don't see the point. If you don't have any attachment to what you're talking about, don't care how popular and successful it makes you, you're a fraud. So I'm just looking in the background because my Xbox is still on. When did YouTube get fucking screensaver wallpapers? Have you noticed this?
What was that? Sorry?
Maybe it's only on a console. If you got YouTube, and you know when you're like, I don't know how it works on the PlayStation, but cause obviously I don't watch TV, don't have TV. I just have my Xbox plugged in. But if you're on the YouTube screen, oh, hang on. Yeah, so you got recommended, and then underneath it says new to you, and it's just videos going across. If you wait 3 minutes, it's got screensavers now. and I don't mean my Xbox. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's always been there. Maybe I should get a white stick. And they're really crap as well.
Never noticed that, mate. I must admit. How do you find? I mean, people always going to be, oh, YouTube algorithms and blah 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 blah. One thing that I've found, and it's fucking annoying. I know I've just done it again there. I monetize my channel. I'm not. I try and recoup. It costs me £30 a month for my channel, because I've got this which I pay for, and I've also got my podcast thing which I pay for. So any money I get goes towards that. I probably make about £8 a month. You know, it's absolutely fuck all.
Also, don't forget your. I don't know if you got this email, but your tax exempt deal with America runs out at Christmas. I'm not saying mine as well. Everyone remember that fucking Biden decided that because Americans were watching English, well, any YouTube channel that wasn't in America, and they were running ads. Therefore, that was money they were taking from Americans. Only a fucking communist thinks like that. So we remember, because I sent you a link to a video I found, because you had to go online.
I didn't actually understand what I was supposed to do. Is that the only time I've had things every year?
I've had the form. They send you the form every year.
Yeah,
but I think they send it. But you're tax exempt because we have a treaty. Yeah, fuck you, Biden. You're not getting any money because you didn't do your homework, and it turns out that half the fucking countries in Europe have a treaty, with tax treaty with your country. That's the thing, isn't it? The only people who are allowed to be rich under communism are communists. I am aware people in America's capitalist, but Biden's a fucking full-on commie. But yeah, so because I didn't know anything about it, and I think you had the same thing. You got a form in the mail, and it's like, what the fuck? I got a tax fucking return form from America.
For your
and then £20
a month.
You get one. I've got one every year since, but I think that's just because you get it at the end of the tax year. But I got an email this year that said your tax resentment status runs out at Christmas. So I'm assuming it means we got to fill it in again. I don't know if I even bother, because if you don't fill it in, it just means they take 40% of what you earn, and I don't earn fucking anything. So you plus 40% of nothing.
Aye, 40% of fuck all anyway, so that's not going to bother me. know.
What a
So,
fucking mindset, which is, you know, Americans are watching videos from other people in other countries, and those videos are running fucking adverts. That's our money, that is. No,
would
it's
have
not.
thought?
That's not how fucking shit works.
So I mean, apart from that, I mean, how have you seen any changes in YouTube? How things operate? I don't mean like the layout.
Supposedly, yeah, I watched a video the other day, and someone was talking about, and they were upset about it because they were a big channel, and they were quite upset about this. It was, there have been changes to the algorithm, so people videos with under 1,000 subs from subscribers from channels with under 1,000 subs was showing up in deliberately being shown up in the recommended for you list for people as they're trying to mix things up on YouTube. And I watched this video and went, oh, do you know what? For once, Google, well done. Not because I want mine in there or anything, but like, yeah, you know, it comes back to what we're talking about, mixing things up. Promote some other fucking people. And this guy was really upset about it. Shouldn't be doing that. They have to graft and get big and stuff like this. And it's like, do you know what? Everyone gets a fucking lucky break, and you probably would have got a lucky break. So why begrudge someone else? I got a lucky break. Don't mind admitting it.
What was your lucky break?
I got a shout out from Review Tech USA. He talked about me in a video. He did 2 video responses to me about topics. And Mark for here he did a response to him as well in one of the videos, which is that's something like the random vlogs I used to do. And then I asked him a question on Facebook, and he thought it was a really good idea to talk about. And he did a video about it, mentioned me, gave me a shout out, and I think I got a fucking 1,000 subscribers overnight.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I was watching my sub count going up, and I was thinking before I even watched this video. And again, it wasn't, you know, like you're happy, but I didn't do it for that. But I watched your sub count go up like that, and you just think something very strange going on here.
Yeah, my biggest kind of leap was when I think I had about 20 subscribers, and Steve Benway mentioned me in his Friday talkie, and I jumped up to 60. I'm like, fuck. Bloody awesome. But yeah, that's a thing now that really this doesn't happen. It kind of just saddens me. I don't know why. But so
And
I
then
just
you see people with
yeah.
You need to do this to catch the algorithm. You need to say this exactly this many minutes in, and don't say this, don't do this, don't do that. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, fucking hell, you got to follow all those rules just because you're so determined to be popular and successful. Fuck that. That's so. How are you going to have any fucking fun? Remember, you can't swear in the first 30 seconds. That's true. I'm covered. My intro is 30 seconds long.
Oh, is that right? Oh, right. Oh, so what? Yeah, well, my intro will be as well. But yeah, one thing that I have noticed, and it's bloody annoying, is by default, my videos will automatically say, if I set it to monetize, I think I get, and people may, well, hopefully all you guys have got fucking ad blockers, so you don't see the adverts. But yeah, I think you get an advert at the start of my video, and you get an advert. I have got the option to put adverts mid-video, but I don't do that because it's a fucking annoying thing. That I mean, there's some, I've watched channels within the
They changed it, didn't they? They got that new thing, mid-roll thing.
Yeah, that just annoys me, especially when you got an advert.
Yeah, because that mid-roll thing, that sometimes you can add. Yeah, through no fault of your own, you can sometimes it'll put 2 adverts at the start. You can't do anything about it, because I've said to people when a certain person complained, I said I have no fucking control over that. Go and take it up with fucking Google if you've got such a problem with it. But I know what you mean about insane advert. There are some YouTubers out there that, and I don't use ad block, and I know everyone says you should, apart from the fact that Google as this is fucking Big Brother. If you use ad block, Google's got shit running in the background that will basically just hammer your PC, like make it, you know, run too hard and shit like that. I know people saying like conspiracy theories. It's out there, look it up. But yeah, like that hammer your PC. But also, I think for the little guy who's out there and he's got a couple of adverts in his fucking video, I'm not going to have ad block. Let that kid have 27p. Do you know what I mean? But there are YouTube channels out there which are absolutely fucking love their material, like adore it, but cannot watch it because I'm like, I cannot have a fucking advert every 2 minutes.
Yeah. It just breaks the train. It just break. It's not like watching a TV program or a film. It gets to a certain point, then it stops. Sometimes you'll go, and now we're going to look at fucking an advert for trading212.com, and then it jumps in and he's holding up this. It just goes. It just throws it in. And it
I have a rule. I put one at the start, and then if my video is over 30 minutes long, or like 25-ish, I'll put one in the middle, because I think, well, that's the same as fucking telly, isn't it? That's doable.
Yeah. So I wonder what difference that would make. I mean, I average about 20 pence a video. That's the reality, folks. Because I have two adverts.
When I first monetized my channel, and again, it's not about money, but my YouTube channel basically a month pays my direct debit for my fucking phone. So I'll have adverts because it means my phone's free, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
But one time when I monetized it, and I didn't know anything about it, and it because someone got really fucking dickish in the comment section about it, someone who I thought was a friend, and I turned around and said, hang on a minute, I don't know fucking anything, I just monetized it, and it turned on all the fucking default settings. You know, you got a problem with that, fuck off. But because it did all the default settings, I for like a week didn't realize this, and because nice people then pointed out, said, Dave, you do know you got a video here, have it here, and have it here, and have it here. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I went onto another computer in the house and looked at it and just went, what? And then I went into the ad settings, and it was all on the default, and it just basically said one here. Basically, it had like 4 adverts, a fucking video or something. It was fucking retarded. I turned it off. I made a video about it. Said, oh, I didn't know. Sorry, I monetized. And you know me, I monetized around about that time. And Google were going to do this, which is they were toying with, but the backlash was massive. They were toying with possibly getting rid of channels that make them no money because of the cost of service space. So I thought, I'm going to monetize simply because if that keeps them happy, I don't lose my channel that I've had for 10 years and I've put a lot of work into. That's the only reason I monetized. Yeah. But because it was on the default settings, there's so many adverts, that fucking week made me fucking loads of money. And then I thought, because I turned it off, now, like I said, I have one at the start, one in the middle if it's 25 minutes long or longer. I look at other people and think, if you've got to put that many adverts in and you have to make that much consistent content because this is paying your bills, I couldn't fucking live like that. That's a lot of effort and that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I've got a guy who watches my channel. He's got his own YouTube channel, and he sort of came to the realization. He was trying to work out. He's a very, very clever guy. He does all web-based programming and what have you, and he came to the conclusion that to try and sort of like manipulate the algorithms, he found out that obviously you've heard the old clickbait. It's quite funny because I've got lots of different bloody playlists of different things. One of them was where I show off a demo in the Commodore 64, which to my mind blows my mind. It's like, fucking hell, this thing is incredible. And then I call it like, the demo that will blow your mind in the Commodore 64. And thought, it's fucking clickbait. It's clickbait, mate. And no, it's the fucking description of the video. Because it blows my mind. You go to a video, watch this, you'll not believe what happens now. And then you watch it and fuck all happens. No, I'm calling it, this video will blow your mind because it does. This Commodore 64 video demo will blow your mind, and it does blow your mind. So it's not clickbait. But anyway, Dave came up with, he says, what you want, he said that the videos that he's put out where he's put down like the best, or in fact, no, you know what it was? In fact, that's interesting. There's a guy, one of the guys that watches my channel. I've known Robert for a long, long time. He comes from Canada. He plays Atari games, and he put out a video. I mean, I don't know what Robert's up to subs wise. He's been doing YouTube for about 2 years. He's maybe up to about 200-300 subscribers. Apologies, Robert, if you're watching this and you've got more than that, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, he put out a video where he apologised about something, and he called the video apologies, blah 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 blah. Do you know that video went fucking viral? He ended up getting something ridiculous, like, I don't know, 5,000, 10,000 views. And it was because he had the word apologies. And people were, I don't know what it is, why the algorithm changed.
Do you know what? It's like when I do Fat Friday videos, generally they only get around about, I mean, if it's something really hot and people know it's really hot, then I've got videos that are on like fucking 5,000 views on, but generally they put out around about 500-700 views, and it's all the words that you choose, because, and I didn't type this to be clickbaity, it was, I'd never, because I told you, didn't I said, oh my god, let's have an Iceland beef madras curry videos on 950 views in a week, and it's simply because I put the word finally in the title. I finally try, and I called it, I finally try Iceland's beef curry. And the reason I did that is I've bought it 3 times and it's sunk to the bottom of the freezer, and people have always said, when you've got to try the beef madras. So I thought, fuck it, I'm going to try the beef madras. Very glad I did. It was a very delicious curry and I thoroughly recommend it. But so I put in the title, I finally try Iceland's beef madras, and it performed better than all my other Fat Fridays. And it's got to be because I've got the word finally in it. So people must think, oh my god, if he says fine, and it wasn't like being clickbait, but if he says finally, this curry must be fucking thermonuclear or something. It was like, no, finally try it, meaning I've been meaning to have this for years. So yeah, it's all word based. But then you got people who do it like, sorry,
mate, on you go. No, on you go. Sorry.
Just you got people who like every title trying so hard just to make it so people. Again, that's a lot of work. I couldn't do that.
I mean, there are people, and we know who we're talking about here in the British retro gaming scene. They probably spend longer making their thumbnail than I do editing and uploading my entire video. I mean, I use. I know you're going to find this hard to believe, folks. I use Paint to I have a black background and I use red lettering, and it takes me about 30 seconds to make my thumbnail. You know, I used to, in the early days, I used to try.
I'm even lazier.
Just use the same thumbnail.
When I'm editing my video, if it's a gameplay video, I pause it on the title screen of the game, press screen dump, go into Paint, paste, crop it, save it, boss, thumbnail. For Fat Fridays, sometimes I've been particularly lazy. You'll even catch me in a video when I'm talking, I'm holding the product up, then I'll look at the camera and just go thumbnail and stand still for 2 seconds, and then I know when I'm editing the video back, oh yeah, right, I'll cut and paste that and use that as my thumbnail. I don't even put words in it.
The default thumbnail that it tends to use for me, I've usually got my eyes shut or I'm yawning or something, and I look even fucking more hideous than I do in real life. But
honestly, if you got a stupid Gurney expression, people always click on it. I think they just think, oh, look at this kid with learning difficulties. Oh, it's good for him trying to have a YouTube channel. And they click on it. I've had some shockers of me going in out there. Oh my god, I've just realised that's the only reason those videos got views.
But anyway, getting back,
post and he's going. Well done for getting him out of the home and into society.
Getting back to the algorithms thing and using keywords, I put out a Friday waffle and I called it something like, quite simply, the best Friday waffle in the world ever, and it got exactly the same 200 views that every other waffle got, so it didn't work for that one. But yeah, it's
should have put free heroin if you watch this video.
There's a You know, on is it? Yeah, it's on Facebook. I'm sure. Yeah, you get Facebook Shorts, which I think are like clips or like links to is it TikTok videos or something. And there's a young lady who plays electric guitar, and yeah, you can imagine what I'm talking about. And she's absolutely nailed it. She's nailed YouTube. She knows exactly how to. She can work the guitar and she can work YouTube because all you get comments like, "I would love to be a guitar player, but I'd even love to be her guitar even more." You can imagine her playing the electric
You know what?
guitar, and to be fair, she's a
There's
brilliant guitarist.
that's a group of YouTube channels running just, you know, hey, you if it works for you and you're really popular, good. But you know what? Don't talk down to other people, because put your tits ass away and let's see how many views you get then.
Well, yeah, we do know of well, I know of a certain YouTube channel that's pretty much this person. Yeah, she sells what she has to sell. She gets a lot of money using Patreon, and she probably puts out about one video every maybe 3 months if she can be bothered. That element of YouTube I despise because you know that's apart from not wanting to do. I think the minute you start getting an income from doing something that changes the goalposts. But you know, to draw in money and then give nothing back, I can decide. You know what? I'm not doing a Friday waffle tonight. Don't care. Don't want to do it. Can't be arsed. Nobody bothers. Well, maybe they do bother, but at the end of the day, I don't owe anybody something. I mean, have you ever thought about Patreon at all?
Nah. But my I don't think you should have two tiers of content. I mean, like I said, if people got it and it works, then good for them. These are just my thoughts. I don't think you should have two tiers of content.
Yeah, yeah. Again, it's what
That's
you
it.
want out of it. Yeah, it's what you're wanting. If you want to try and make it a second income, then there's nothing. I mean, wee Bob Art. I don't like calling him wee Bob. Bob's much taller than me. Bob is he hails from Scotland. Is it Ayrshire? I think Bob comes from. He is an engineer to trade, but he's an absolute phenomenal fucking. Can you see that Elvis Presley thing behind me? That picture behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a wee Bob.
Yeah.
That was he did that for me. He drew that himself. In fact, I wanted to ask him because you can hold. I don't know if you can see. I'm not going to take it off the wall. I asked him, would you do a picture of Elvis Presley for me? So he did that picture, put it on canvas. He's got the Mainmeister logo, and he also said there's something else in there that is relevant to my channel. I can't see what he's talking about. I don't know. I know Bob's watching it. But anyway, yeah, Bob is a phenomenal artist and he just does it. It's sickening. He just does it as a hobby. And he's got a YouTube channel where he'll do a live drawing and speed it up or whatever it is. And he'll kind of like tutor people. He'll like top tips how to use Photoshop and all this kind of stuff. And he's put that out there because he wants to try and make it a bit of a business. And that is absolutely fine. If you're trying to make a bit of money, whatever, you know, you're offering a particular service. I mean, one of the best sort of channels out there, in my opinion, is what's his name? His name's Chris. He does all the repairs on the computer. What's he called again? Something 1964. What's he called again? You know him. He's been making videos for years. He just records videos of him repairing PlayStations and PC engines. What the hell's he called? You know who I'm talking about.
I can't. I do, but I can't for the life of me.
Do you know who I'm talking about? He has the videos are just, you never see him on the screen, and he'll right, today we're going to repair a Commodore PET, and he'll take it to bits and he'll have the camera in and he does all this. And I mean, he's fixed a number of machines for me in the past. He's a cracking lad. Can't bloody remember what he's called. Somebody's going to tell me what it is. But yeah, you know what? these kind of there's I do not have a problem with anybody that wants to make money. That is their
But that's
prerogative.
provided, and the same as we Bob. But that is the definition of providing a service.
Yes, exactly. But when you get people who are just, it's a hobby, like let's talk about Manic Mind on the Spectrum. And by the way, before we start, if you want to Sesame Snaps, this video is sponsored by Sesame Snaps. Please smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, hit the bell for notifications. Fuck off, honestly.
Never said. The only thing I've ever said and still say is, I'd love to know what you think. Leave a comment. That's it. That's that.
Yeah.
I've never asked for. I reading from the fucking crypt sheet. Don't do it. Nah.
The only thing I want to smash is your fucking face, mate, when you're telling me to smash that like button and the bell, whatever. I don't even know what that is. The bell. Sorry, Bob.
I don't understand the notification bell. The notification. Someone says you got to hit the notification bell because if you hit subscribe doesn't always work. Well, then fix fucking subscribe, Google, and then you don't need a notification bell. Why have you got two things that do the same fucking job?
Sorry, Bob is pointing out, right, the ship is from your YouTube title banner thingy. The ship. Ship. Where's the ship about? Can you see a ship?
No, but to be fair, I am 300 miles away.
Yeah. So I'm trying to see.
Is it like one of those eye pictures? You got to blur. You got to stare at it, and you got to blur your eyes, and you'll see it.
Man, I'm going to move this because it deserves to be seen. Hang on.
I'm going in for a closer look.
Bloody hit, smash the bloody the lights right. Here we go. This is ship. That is an original. That is a piece of art, folks. How cool is that? That is an original that Bob did for me.
That's very cool.
I know it is. It's got his name at the bottom. Yeah, that is. So is that the ship? Is that the ship? There is it. I'm trying to see that. What is that in the middle? Can you see that? What is that in the middle?
I thought it was that.
It looks a bit like Pink Floyd, the Dark Side of the Moon. I'm not seeing the ship. Don't worry about it.
The weird thing they stick on the dollar bill.
Oh, it's hidden in the clouds. Is there a ship in the clouds, folks? Bob. Oh, wait, is that it there? Possibly. Yeah. It's maybe one of these stereogram things.
Is that
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking Never Ending Story, aren't you?
Is that the Atari sign in the clouds as well? On the right. Have a look, Cam. You know where the red block's coming out?
I see it there. Yeah, you can see it in the middle there. Possibly. Yeah, there is an Atari sign.
I see an old man's top half of his head, top right.
It's like you look at clouds, you just see. But that looks like is it the Happy Dragon, whatever it's called? See the eyes.
China
the
Miner's
Happy Dragon.
top right.
China Miner. China Miner's top right, is he?
In the green clouds in the middle is a stairway to nowhere.
Fucking hell, there's a lot more to this than I bloody realise. Right, there's an Atari saying China Miner. Look for a Chinese hat. Can you see it? I'm assuming it's in the clouds. I'll
have some of what he was smoking, please.
Anyway, it's an absolutely fantastic picture, and it's I cherish that. It's fantastic, and that's an original as well. But yeah,
are you an Elvis fan?
I love Elvis. I've said that before.
Elvis Presley. People always find it weird when they talk to me about like.
I love Elvis.
They go through my glove compartment, and they'll always go, "Well, why have you got an Elvis CD in there?" And something when people like go, oh, you know, do you have to listen to this? And I go, well, you want to put something else on? The CDs are in the glove box, and they go through it, and they always go, why have you got fucking Elvis Presley's greatest hits in here? No, sir. The question is, why haven't you got Elvis Presley's greatest hits? Because he's fucking boss.
He would be
Slim.
What are your
Slim to Elvis comeback. I'm not a massive fan of fat bloated Vegas Elvis. I mean, he could still sing, but it was just hard to watch for me.
He was at his prime when he was in that the black jumpsuit. That was I mean, I would. He was a handsome devil. He really, really was. If you
and he was blonde, wasn't he? He was a natural blonde.
Was he? Was he really?
Yeah. Dyed his this is a documentary. Well, I mean, if they made it of the documentary, might be. Yeah, he dyed his hair black so he'd be taken seriously. And he slept in his mum's bed till he was 16. See, he was a massive mother's boy, so I wonder if that was why he was so easy to manipulate and such a yes man. Or
I've never seen the film.
Be surrounded by yes men.
Yeah, I've never actually seen the film. I need to watch that. Just moving slightly on, he would be one of my 3 dinner guests. Who would you have for your dinner guests? Either still alive or dead? Who would you pick? 3 people.
I'd have Bruce Lee. I'd have Elvis Presley.
Yeah, definitely Elvis.
And George Romero.
George Romero.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting evening. Hey, Bruce, Elvis thinks he's really good at karate. Maybe you could show him a few things. Because you've never seen Elvis. Don't get me wrong, I love Elvis, but he's another person which is they just said, dude, you're amazing at karate. He obviously passed all his gradings without actually being sufficient enough to pass his gradings. Because when you see his fights, they're not good. But I do like his karate suit. It's got the wings on under the arms.
Yeah, it was gifted a black belt. My 3. I mean, obviously it changes on a daily basis, but I upset a few people when I said one of my guests, Elvis. Obvious reasons, he was the most famous man ever. Stephen Fry, because I think he's a fantastically educated guy that you can just listen to, and Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler. I would be like, come on in, Adolf. What the fuck?
Yeah. What? What? Why? Just. I'll tell you what. That's why.
Just sit down and tell us why. What the fuck was that? What was that all about? The Holocaust.
Some right-wing politician, didn't they?
Oh, I say
that right-wing politician. Anyone slightly left of centre, according to the media in this country, is fucking alt-right. But there was a right-wing politician, and all he said was that Hitler was a genius at playing people, inspiring people, and leading people. And they all went, oh my God, this politician said Hitler's great. And it's like, no, it wasn't. I hate Hitler. What he did was absolutely appalling. But you can't deny he was a genius at getting it done. How you did all the stuff that moved into place.
Yeah. Oh, obviously,
unfortunately, he was also a complete fucking psychopath. But
I need to caveat having him in the dinner party. I'd obviously fucking then beat the utter shit out of him for what he did. Make him suffer. But clever guy. Anyway, we'll not dwell on Hitler for too long.
If you kick him in the nuts, just make sure you lean more to the right.
As we all know, he's only got one testicle. Yeah. Right. Listen. Let's just finish off. I'm wondering whether to include this or whether we call it a day. What do you think? Do you want another 15 minutes or shall we call it a day? I don't mind. I'm
all right. I haven't eaten. I mean, I ate for my Fat Friday, but I haven't actually had my proper tea yet. So
right. Listen, I think I've got another.
We'll do it again, but
absolutely.
We'll do it on a day when there's no football, and I know that my internet's not pants. I'm pretty sure it's got to be because of the bandwidth being hammered because of the football. Because let's be honest, who actually watches conventional TV now? It's all streaming, isn't it?
Yeah, we need to get you on video for you're the obvious eye candy of my channel. So we need to get you on for that, mate.
That's
Right,
the
listen,
only
I'm
reason
going
I
to
wear
let.
glasses, mate. It's the only reason I wear glasses.
I like to always fuck everybody over that's got OCD. They think, oh, it's going to be 2 hours. Nope, it's going to be 1 hour 56 and 10 seconds. So I'm just going to finish off and say thank you very much to everybody that's tuned in tonight. It's always a great pleasure.
No, thank you
Thanks
very
for
much, everyone.
being patient. Yeah, it's always good to have you on, Dave. You're welcome
I tell you
anytime,
what,
mate.
it's quite nice just being a disembodied voice.
That is actually, yeah, it's obviously nicer to have the camera on, but you know it doesn't matter. This is
Do you know what I only just
purely-
realised as well? I got a desk lamp here because like the webcam's not too bad on this computer, but I got a desk lamp because if you got a decent amount of light, right, obviously you look so much better. But it's quite harsh on my eyes, and I only realised 15 minutes ago, why have I still got the fucking light on?
Before you go, what Scotland Hungary prediction?
2-1 Scotland.
I hope so. I seriously hope so. And England and who are they playing in their last match?
Slovenia?
Is it? I know it's some wee diddy team.
How
Anyway,
to sound typically fucking xenophobic and British? It's one of them Eastern European ones beginning with S. Have you noticed, this is going to make me sound ignorant, but have you noticed that once you get to Eastern Europe and onwards towards Russia, everyone's national anthem just sounds the same and is incredibly depressing and dour. I'm not saying God Save the Queen is a fucking masterpiece, or king, but yeah. All the communist era.
Sorry, mate. Yep.
I was going to say, yeah, all the communist era anthems. It's just, they're not pick me uppers.
Do you know how they say video games it ruins your education? Do you know? No, don't ask me to sing any. But do you know why I know a lot of the more mainstream countries' national anthems? It's because I played summer games in the Commodore 64 so much. Because you got a little 10-second clip. Yeah, that's how I
fucking walking advertisement for the power of video games right there.
Exactly. The Battle of Midway, 1942. I know that because I used to bloody play it all the time on my Commodore 64. I didn't know Battle of Midway was 1942. I just know it because of that video game. Yeah, you're always learning playing video games. Anyway, before you interrupt, I'm going to let the folks get off. I'm going to say thank you very much to Dave for taking part. Sunday's live stream is tomorrow night. Depending, I'm getting my new computer tomorrow.
Sunday, does Sunday fall on a different day of the week in Scotland?
It does, yeah. And I've had people, oh, you did the Friday waffle on Monday. It's not the Friday waffle. Yes, it fucking is. You know what I mean? You don't. Yeah.
I've released Fat Friday on a Saturday. I've released Fat Friday on a Saturday.
The Fat Friday
say,
is
you still call it Fat Friday?
It doesn't.
And I say because I haven't got an intro that says Saturday.
If you want to put it out on a fucking Tuesday, you put it out on a Tuesday. So yeah, Sunday live stream.
It's a branded product.
Exactly. And you know what? One thing I like about your videos as well, and all right, I do. No, I do. I've got a couple of intros, but you are true. You use your same intro over and over and over again. And I've seen some people saying, "Oh, why don't you have a different intro?" Because that's what
I
my
put it on
fucking
Facebook,
thing is.
Someone said, dude, I love your videos, but your intro is the same every video. That's just lazy. You should mix it up. And I said, so my intro is kind of doing what an intro does then, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
I would guarantee.
I like looking at me 13 years ago to remind myself of when I had long hair.
I would guarantee if somebody in the UK said, I'm going to play 10 seconds off an intro for a couple of channels, they would hear my intro tune, they would hear your intro tune. Mainmeister, Lone Boys Post 1975. So there you go. Anyway, folks, I'm going to let you get going.
Say, love that guy's channel, but he uses the same fucking intro all the time.
I'm going to be doing the Sunday live stream tomorrow night as long as my PC is working. So have a fantastic weekend, folks. Have a great weekend, Dave. I know I can't see, but you can see me. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, folks, as always, Thank you very, very much for watching.